Yes,
Yeah.
yes, this is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide. You don't know. Once again, we are here with the D2E family. Everybody introduce yourselves, y'all.
Yo, it's the one and only Sean Myrie D2E, and we got our usual suspects, if you want to call it.
The Crown, T Royal, the Crown on IG. Don't know, we in.
Alrighty, you already don't know who I am. The Rexdale Rebel, Impenetrable Russ. Damn.
Yo, tonight we're gonna talk about, really get down to earth with it, because people have been talking about this 50 years of hip hop, and I've been covering it on the radio with Jay Steels and saying like it's really 40 years. There's all types of controversy regarding it, but
I would say 40 years that like it really
Recognized.
elevated as in records and stuff.
Yeah.
But the creation was 50.
So
You know what I mean? But
okay,
on the
like,
scale
because we
of
analyzed it,
records and all.
when is something created, like, and
When
actually
it first started.
for industry making money and stuff like that. Or
Well, if you're looking at it in regards to the
That's
industry part, then
That
that's the
would
part.
be-
But no, I'm looking at the art
yeah,
of
yeah,
how
of
it
course,
first created.
of course. So let's not.
So this,
I don't want to
yeah.
confuse people what we're talking
Yeah.
about. We're gonna talk
Started
about
out in the park.
of our favorite artists and when you fell in love with hip hop, and what made you fall in love with hip hop. Because
Okay.
people just say hip hop, but they don't really explain the inspiration why you like hip hop. Why is it a part of what you associate with? It's part of our culture. We're black. I'm straight up. I'm gonna say that. It's
Yeah.
black culture. So it's just to explain it to other people who are, say, they're part of the hip hop culture, but the difference to us.
I hear that.
I hear that. Well, if you want me to start then on why hip hop started for me, it was definitely being out here as like a young youth, and I have to give a shout out to the lady of Jamaican funk, who actually Miss Me, who is like to actually like get me really like seeing what like the hip hop is really kind of like more about, because we were only getting like a certain version, of course, of like the hip hop, which was like, I would say like the MC Hammer and stuff like that. But when I started digging deep, I was like really attracted to like Slick Rick,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, the storyteller. Then I got into like Eazy-E from NWA,
Aggressive.
you know what I mean. I still can't believe to this day at elementary school I got to perform We Want Easy in front of like the whole entire school. You know what I mean? So even having like that type of like influence on my life, and then really like growing up where it's like then Nas became like my type of like artist, because he was always talking about like what's really going on in a blues perspective.
Yeah.
Storytelling as well.
Storytelling as well. So it was like no harm to anything, but there was like a lot of influence too in regards to like the hip hop, because it's like you got to see brothers of like yourself now being successful in certain things. So yes, Run DMC. Also getting to see the first hip hop crew to actually do a movie, which was Fat Boys with the Disorderlies.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like back in those days, taking it way back.
Who's the man? Remember Who's the
I
Man?
remember Who's the Man and all like that was like a spin-off afterwards with the next like Ed Lover and Dr. Dre there too, I think it was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A different Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
So like those were like definitely a strong influence of like hip hop to where what we came up and now started growing up to, where it now became like, all right, the storytellers of like the streets is what's really going on, because I could relate to it, because yeah, a lot of us had to do certain types of like things because the industry was like already like a knock against us.
Yeah, it wasn't commercialized yet.
It wasn't really so commercialized.
Super commercialized.
Yeah, super commercialized.
It was still
So yeah, they had their selection of like certain hip hop artists being like commercialized, as like what I said, like MC Hammer.
Yeah.
You
Vanilla
know what I
Ice.
mean? Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tag team.
Tag team, yeah.
There's a whole bunch, you know.
There's like a whole bunch, but
wonders you're talking about. One hit wonders you're talking about.
Really, are they though? Because MC Hammer, see, and it's not. I want to bring him up.
Just commercialized. Like,
He just was commercialized. But if you look on MC Hammer, he's an MC. He's
poppin'.
really an MC, man.
MC Hammer was an MC. Yeah.
But he sold. I want to say pop-esque.
Okay, but after
Yeah.
that one hit, right?
It was kind
But
of.
that's what it was.
That's
Like
what it
at the
was.
time, that was the
Popular,
only
right?
thing being accepted
But
by
after
like the
that one
record
hit-
industries because
Yeah.
they wanted something that could actually sell that was going against like
Well, after
the
that-
grain. And it
after
wasn't really until you started seeing like Two Live Crew,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, NWA, you know what I mean, when it started to become a little bit more
Like when they were
different.
big acts. That's when they became like these big acts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like when Run DMC to me was starting to become like, well, like worldwide, where people are saying like, oh, Run DMC is our version of like the Beatles
Yeah.
for the hip hop. You know what I mean? And I would definitely agree to it. Like Run DMC was definitely like a game changer.
Foundation type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
hugely.
They completely changed the game.
Yeah.
It's true. I don't think Run DMC, as funny as it, like we're talking about it, still get the recognition they deserve.
I think they
Within
do.
the industry?
I just think the era that we're in right now is so far.
Yeah, the era that we're in, that we're living in now, is so far because I don't even think like even us that are like having kids already have shown them like
Like
The
kids of today-
lineage.
the kids of today don't know.
yeah,
Run DMC.
they don't really know too much about
Unless
it.
their
Yeah,
parents are like diehard
No, they
hip
don't.
hop,
like Die Hard and like
That's
them
why it's
growing up in
important
it.
for this
or they have older
hip-hop
siblings. That's
museum.
Yeah, and older
cousins or
siblings.
something.
That's
Somebody
why
that's
it's
a-
in-
Definitely
that's why
like a
it's-
dislodge.
That's
Yeah,
why it's important for this hip hop museum to come out right
Okay.
now, because a lot of these youths need to be educated.
But do they even care
Yeah,
about
they
a
won't care
museum?
about that.
they're not gonna really too
It's
care
hip-hop, right?
unless they're really dedicated
Yeah, but-
into
Yeah,
like
but
being in the craft of it.
Hip hop. Yeah, you're right. What you're saying.
Like,
Hip-hop,
I
right?
right? I have to learn it.
No,
but
you're right.
hip-hop,
What
right?
you're
the
saying.
way-
No,
the way
they
how
don't
we
care if
get
it's
it to
hip
them,
hop.
though.
Let me tell you this right
The way
now.
how you get it to them.
The way how it's going right now, like think about like how the mixture of all like now of music is going on right now.
Yeah.
Right now the popularity is really the Afro beats.
Yeah, Afrobeats. You're right.
Remember?
Yeah.
I can even remember like even 5-6 years ago, soca started to like being like the more soca and calypso
Yeah.
started to being the more bigger thing out here in Toronto.
Yeah.
In regards to like the events and everything
Yeah.
going on. Like
Yeah.
every type of like genre is having now like their spotlight or their time.
And now it's Afrobeats. That's why
And now
hip
it's
hop,
Afro, yeah.
even in America, in the build, what they were saying, like in the rankings, has went down compared to like
number ones and shit
like
like
Afro
Yeah,
beats.
Afrobeats is because it's now more the international acceptance because it's always now more uplifting in a way. It's more like that.
But
Reggae
I
was
get
getting
what
on
I
that
get
shit.
what Rock is saying though,
Mhm.
because if the youth out today, the current generation, right? If they had more of a understanding of the foundation,
Yeah.
maybe that would make more of them will be making more quality
Yes.
type music. You know what I'm saying? Or art, I should say.
Like in their own way.
Yeah,
You
it
get
don't
what I'm
have to
saying?
be.
It
You know
doesn't.
what I'm
They
saying?
don't
Boom
have to
back.
copy
Yeah.
or nothing.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
that's
I mean?
what the
In their
whole
own
disconnect
way,
is.
get-
I just think
Like,
we lost heads. Like, you know how heads is the thing? Like a real head. A hip hop
Yeah.
head. You know what I'm saying?
Like-
Heads should be a thing for every generation. Just
So-
like how rock
Mm.
has like those real rockers, right?
But,
Yeah.
okay,
They're not like the rockers of today are not trying to like diss or shit on. They're still rockers. Like,
So
Yeah.
now let's go back. Like, if you were like, I was like, you would like to look up like old things, like things way before my time.
I like to look up
Right.
foundation of stuff.
So,
Yeah.
there is
continue.
probably some youth, right, who do that, but they're not. They're overshadowed by the stereotype of.
Well,
what
remember,
we're
it's
saying
because
right
the
now.
way how the industry is right now.
There's
Before,
the ones who are listening
All right.
to the
Of
and
course.
looking.
Let me take out. Let me take out.
They're
the
just
music.
not gonna
Let me take out
be-
the music, for instance. An athlete,
They
right?
probably don't even
They
mention what
glorify
they listen
certain
to.
athletes back in the day. Wouldn't they want to watch some of their back in the day clips to see maybe a certain
not popular
move
anymore.
or certain
not
a
popular.
certain whatever move
Yeah.
or whatever they want
It's
to
not
master
popular.
themselves in their way?
absolutely.
You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right.
So isn't it the same way should be
You're
for
right.
music
You're
in a
right.
different way?
It should
Should
I missed that part. Sorry, because I was
Should
like,
be. I'll give you a good example. What he's saying is he's look at it from an aspect of sports, right?
Yeah.
In sports, you always tap into the greats, and you go back and you look at their footage, and you know what I mean. You take from that, and you become a great in your own way. Now, with hip hop, I agree. It should be still going on like that. It is. Maybe that's like you're saying. Maybe that kind of gets overlooked on purpose because of like the machine, right?
That's why I'm glad that they're at least having this interest finally to start this hip hop museum, and they're taking all eras, not from only back in the day until now.
But even if they have
You
the
know what I mean?
museum,
Like-
are they gonna promote it that the youth are gonna give?
Youth are not
care?
into museums. But check this though. You see the irony of it, right? I heard this
museums
point
are
before.
only going to be for us when we're done old and gray,
Yeah.
like saying that
Youth
that's
is
what
not
we want
into
to do
it.
for like a trip. These youths are used to now everything digitally.
Yeah,
They're going to want to see the museum digitally, yo.
yeah, it's true.
But check this though.
Like, come on,
Look at
man.
this though. This is a good point that lends to what he's trying to say. What he's saying. Just because something is older, it doesn't. Just because something is new, it doesn't necessarily mean it's dope.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying?
That's true.
Although hip hop is
Yeah,
always
the
about
problem is
new
that
and
the
dope.
machine is pushing out the whack shit to being
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, but here it is. But that's what I'm saying. It generationally, just because something is new, it doesn't mean. You know what I'm saying?
That's
What-
good.
Before that, it's less dope.
Yeah.
I'll give you the prime example in hip hop culture. Jordan,
Jordan. Mike
Right?
Jordans.
all the young niggas hold Jordans to a higher esteem.
Yeah, heist.
Yeah.
High.
Because
Almost
of
every
this
generation in hip hop holds it, right?
Yeah.
What? Go on.
Right?
Oh, go on. I'm waiting.
So for a lot of them to act like
Yeah.
we just hating all the time and we're saying, yo, you know what I'm saying? That's a good example to show them like, yo, the foundation shit is dope.
Guess what?
Don't overlook it because look at Jay's. Jordan's never went out of style.
Check this out. They,
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
a majority of the
Bars should never go out of
they
style.
want the
Yeah.
Wittiness.
they want
Yeah.
the
Creativity.
the rare ones. They want the first Jordans too. They want that one.
Mm.
First ones. Majority of the time.
So don't think that we're always shitting on you, the young homies. When we critique, when we're a little bit, you know,
But it's
Strong
easier
with the
to
critique
it's easier to critique
of the
because-
art or of some of the level of art.
For
You
me,
know what
I
I mean?
don't really feel like a lot of these new artists are even really like what I would say rappers or really even artists. I'm gonna be straight up critiquing.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying though.
You
A
know.
lot of them are jinglers, yo. All they put out is jingle
Explain
pop
jinglers.
tunes, yo.
Opportunists, man.
Explain.
Alright.
I want him to explain it because I have a
Alright.
feeling what he's gonna
Jinglers.
say.
You remember Jamie Foxx had a TV show?
Jamie Foxx show.
The Jamie
Yeah,
Foxx
Jamie
show.
Foxx
Yeah.
show.
All right. You remember the job that he was working at?
Yeah.
What was his job to do?
He worked for like Jingles R Us or some shit like that.
Jingles.
All right.
Advertisements.
Jingles 2000,
Advertisements.
right?
Yeah.
How do you think the game went literally in regards to like the music literally? That's what I saw with the hip hop game.
I mean, I seen it when the ringtones came in.
Thank you.
ringtones.
When the ringtones fully came in, that's when I realized that that's all that these people are. And then the popularity with like, what was
brought
the
down
next
the
one?
quality
Yeah, brought down the quality.
because now everything's going through your phone.
You know what it is now
and
today?
shit, and you have to
It
get,
was ringtones. Now it's reels and TikToks.
yeah, but
You
everything
make songs for
For
short
reels, for
attention
short,
But
yeah, for
everything
short
is more.
attention span.
You lose the control. It's more through the platform now, because when it was a hard copy, now you could buy the shit. Yeah,
You are more like buying the quality of the stuff. That's why I even said, like,
and
remember
they're
now, too,
players. They got rid of the players.
with the digital platform now, yes, you get a lot more artists and a lot more open opportunity for people to break through. But when back in the day now, when you actually had a good artist that broke through, the quality of their album, what I was saying the other day with Russ, was that their albums could actually last a good 2-3 years. You know what I mean? You would have like a meth album to Cal lasting 2 years because there wasn't such like a demand in regards to like a next album being done because this album is already selling already well. and it's still holding off well.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's also now to the generation that we grew up where we had like Maestro with his album when it was just drop the needle, let your backbone slide. Look how long that one was lasting out here in Canada. All like a good 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy that you were talking about this. I took a snapshot of a comment that I thought that was very interesting about the same topic.
Same thing,
Take
yeah.
this in. The death of the physical copy eliminated the real value of a song.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Think about it.
I said it.
One stream song is a single copy shared in the cloud. All you have to do is put your own proprietary extension on the file, i.e. MP4, and it can be played outside that stream ecosystem. That's facts.
Yeah.
So it's like the value now has gone down. That's why the quality
Exactly, the
gone
quality
Now
has
it's
gone
up
down.
to you.
Like what we said,
Now it's
when
up to you,
the
bro.
market became open out,
I
the
see that,
quality
bro.
of like holding certain artists accountable up to a standard now
Yeah.
got completely
'Cause of
saturated
distribution.
because of the
Because it's
distribution.
easy
yeah.
for anybody to distribute their shit, right?
Yeah.
That's
So
why
this is where I'm gonna get to now.
Go
It's
ahead.
gonna get back to like this now. If you want to sell as an artist, especially in
Physical.
hip hop, it's gonna get back to some physical
copies, man.
types of physical copies, which I know already how the
Hey,
evolution
man,
of it.
there's dudes out here
This
selling
thing.
vinyl and cassette right
Cassette
now, bro.
and shirts
There's market
with the
there's
music.
market.
They're doing with their that's what it is. When people are now looking at their music, they're like $50 for my music, and you're getting like a shirt,
Yeah,
all of this
a
stuff just
lighter,
to get
all
like
types of stuff.
because they know that people are not paying that much quality for the music, but if they're gonna pay
Get
for something, they're
yes.
getting something now with what they're getting from the
That's how I
music.
have to sell
They
your
might
stuff.
even just do it. But the
And-
problem is now is that the way how the digital game now, this is the problem now again.
Make people lazy.
You're now sending people now to your like profile digitally now
Yeah.
in regards to get like that hard copy now for a lot of these new artists
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
And it was all profit back then too. Because if you think about it
you
now,
couldn't do a CD, you don't have a tape now anymore.
yeah.
So now with the street hustle, it's still like a digital game now going forward for these new
So
artists,
It's
yo.
not just well, maybe I'm dropping a
And
gem.
with the stream,
Maybe I'm dropping a gem.
what-
All you have to do is you have to brand yourself as an artist, right? And
Different,
sell
yeah.
products with your music basically
Yeah.
through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's
So I'm
all it
selling
is.
a
Pretty
teacup.
much anything that
I'm
you're
selling
doing,
a
not just
teacup.
music.
I have
You
my
gotta have some-
face or whatever
Yeah.
down to earth on it.
But you see the tricky thing with
Scan that
the
shit.
the streaming sites and stuff. It's not a win-win. It's not a it's
No,
a
you're not
lose-lose
making. You know, I already
situation.
know that shit.
Yeah,
is-
that's
one
why I never
definitely
got-
really killed it.
I never
yeah.
got caught up
No,
in
no,
that.
stream,
As
you're
an
not-
artist myself, I never got
You're
caught
not
up
making nothing from
in
it.
that.
Here in Canada,
that
it's
Spotify
different.
post that everybody was doing.
Yeah.
Here in Canada, it's different because like Crown could actually verify it. Like out there in the States, if a brother is doing good with his music,
Yeah.
even if he wants to be out there digitally, he could still have his music selling to people out there on the block because
Yes.
you know what I mean, the people from the streets
The
now,
market is still there.
that market's still there where they want like the CD,
Yeah.
they want
You
the
just, yeah, I mean, they
And
still
that's-
play CDs.
yeah, some people
'cause
still
they're
that's what I'm
old
saying, they're
fashioned.
still bumping with it.
Yeah.
Out here in Canada, which I've seen, it's more saturated because everybody's trying to be this up and up.
Yeah.
I'm with the New Times. I'm with the Jeffersons in
No
a way.
CD.
No CD.
And it's all profit too. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
There's no middleman.
There's no middleman. So they're already now making their money now before they even get signed. So when a person now is signing them now to a deal, they now have to sign them to more than what this person is making, like literally just having a living already, just having their music out there
Because
selling to who
in
it
America,
is.
there's still, even though we're up here in Canada or Toronto, there's still old fashioned still in a lot of
Yeah,
parts.
yeah.
There's like almost 300 million people. Not everybody's living high class like what we think.
Speaking of middleman, we were before we started rolling, we
Yeah.
were talking about the late great Nipsey and his business model with that Crenshaw. Was it Crenshaw?
Yeah.
The $100 mixtape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Cause that was like, you get what I'm saying? There was no, he did the whole proud to pay system
Yeah.
So it was direct to consumer, right?
Yeah.
So it's period, like, you know what I'm saying. So he eliminated the middleman. That was his whole one of his mottos.
That was just the
All
whole
money in,
game.
no money out.
But that's
It's,
how you.
it's
That's
the
how
way
you.
how you eliminate not having too many hands in the pot of what you have created and what you have control over is the best thing that a man could ever keep.
Yeah, because these dudes, a lot of dudes is putting up their art on these streaming sites, and they get peanuts for it.
And I learned. This is what I learned. No,
and
this is
they're
what I learned.
posting
Yo,
their
Crown,
stuff.
this is
And
what I
yeah,
learned.
bro,
like I'm saying, it's
sure.
on that
Have
cloud.
all your shit, like, it's hard, but this is what I learned, right? Because I have shit up, and you pay for the streaming shit, right? So I don't give a shit if it's all off, because you rather that all your shit is not on all these streaming sites, but maybe limited to one what you see is beneficial to you, right? And it's not. I'm gonna.
But we're in the days where you can have your own website.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You can just
getting
bring
at.
your
But you still have to be like marketing out on other types of platforms.
I know what you're
just
gonna
for,
say,
like,
but I'm gonna pick
recognition,
one, right? Out of all of them. My
Yeah, of
research,
course,
right?
to start,
and that is
yeah.
Bandcamp. Because you could
Oh, yeah.
sell
Yeah,
merch
yeah,
off
yeah.
of it, you could do
Yeah,
more
yeah.
things.
But Bandcamp
with it.
doesn't make any money off of the proceeds of what they don't
No,
take
no.
anything.
But
you see
if
the
you,
difference?
yeah, if you, what you're supposed to do with Bandcamp now, other than that, is pay for promo.
Yeah,
Because
that's
nothing's
basically
free.
you
Once you
investing
pay
in-
for
yeah.
the promo,
Like you're investing into yourself
you're
that
gonna
way.
benefit compared to all these people.
It's like a
saying,
person
"All
that
my
goes
shit's
into
on
the
all
gym."
these platforms.
Yeah.
You know how people say,
It's
"Oh
like
my."
with me and Crown. When
Bandcamp
we're
is a
working
tool.
out,
It's a tool.
when we're working out, we have to invest into ourselves. So the best thing in regards to investing to ourselves is making sure we're buying the right nutrients
Yeah.
and all of that stuff that's investing to
And I
ourselves.
see
Yeah.
Bandcamp's
So
like your own
Bandcamp's like
website.
that,
It's
yeah.
like your
If you're
own
an
website.
artist-
you could sell
Exactly.
clothes, your
Exactly.
merch. You could
Dang.
have your music
Yeah.
on it.
Get rid
It's
of the
more-
middleman.
Yeah.
It's a tool. You
It's
know
a
what I'm
tool in regards to learning how to be like your own brand and your own self. So
Compared
it
to
is
these
good.
ones what just say, "Oh, you're on all these digital platforms and you can't monitor them." It's just there, showing that your music is there, but it's not
You
monitored.
know who comes to mind?
You can't monitor it yourself, you know.
L.A. Russell. I mean, La Russell. Sorry, La Russell. He's from.
Russell.
I think he's from Oaktown. I think he's from Oakland.
Okay.
Oakland.
Yeah, La Russell right now. He has a company called Good Company, like PENNY, Good Company. Y'all probably seen him before, like on Instagram and shit. Like
Maybe.
he's fully indie right now. He's fully indie. He's not on no street bravado type rap. He's just a cool dude. He does I know you seen him. He does performances in his backyard out there in Oakland, and
Oh shit.
it's full out there. I know you seen him. You both seen him before. You just
Probably seen him before. I just can't remember because I'm
he
hearing the name, but
does
it
shows
doesn't.
in his backyard. It's crazy.
And it's big.
Yeah, man.
But that's what I'm
He's
trying to
blowing
say.
up right
Like,
now about his whole indie. He's getting interviewed all over the place.
artists are now realizing
brother.
that in regards to really making the paper, it's like shows.
You have to go out.
But the dope thing
You
I
have
really
to
like
be doing
about him,
shows.
it's a family business.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
parents, siblings, everybody's. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's in on helping
Yeah,
out to doing
so-
so.
Smart.
That's dope.
It's smart.
I
Yeah.
like
dope.
to see those type of examples because it shows you that it's possible and you don't need these people, bro. I see a lot of good artists wasting time with these streaming.
Bro, how would you feel for an artist that has like a family network that could probably help them do it, but they don't, but they made it out with, say, like an outside network, though? How would you guys feel about that, though?
What do you mean?
Like, you know how, like you said, you like to see that type of example now of like,
Oh, because he had to help.
they had the help with like the family
So
now.
you're saying
For,
if he didn't,
if he didn't, how would you like see that perspective now for him to like still trying to get out of the game or like making it through the game?
I mean, if he didn't have his family, like, the La Russell thing is like that's a separate situation. Like that's very rare. Right?
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
what I'm
like-
saying. Yeah, because I rather talk about like the real stuff where a lot of them don't really get like that family support. Like I can say that for some of like a lot of like even the Canadian artists out here, we still have like Canadian fans that would be like, man, well they're not really like
don't support them,
bumping.
they don't support
Yeah.
them, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That happens.
But they're good artists.
Yeah.
I think the problem with that is a lack of unity. Like
It's a tribal thing. Tribal thing.
if
I'm gonna hit you
if
guys.
more
after
artists
this.
work with each other,
Mhm.
you would like I think that would make a big difference. Like
I
there's a
know.
lack of this. There's a lack of looking at things like yo.
Have a teamwork.
It doesn't have to be a teamwork. It's just a thing we're looking at things professionally, and not looking at things. I mean, ego's always gonna be there.
You know what it
Right?
is?
It's hip hop, but
And my brother knows this shit.
if people deal with things professionally and not like, cause this is my thing,
It's
right?
a tribal
Everybody in
thing,
Toronto is better than everybody in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Or at least they like to think that. So
it's a
if we
tribal
get past shit like that and just deal with, especially the artists can deal
Teamwork
with
thing.
not necessarily teamwork, just professional. Like, yo, I'm an artist. You know what I'm saying? This is business.
Listen,
And deal with it like that.
remember,
instead of dealing with
Toronto-
it
I
like-
agree with you on
Toronto is a
you
mix.
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a
place,
superstar.
right?
Everybody's a
Yeah.
superstar. Like, that shit is whack.
Now, this is what I seen growing up, my experience, and maybe it's gonna be too right. This is getting deep down to earth.
All right, let's get deep down to
And this
earth.
is the
What
black
are we here
community.
for?
This is a black community thing I'm gonna hit now.
All right.
And my brother knows this growing up. So now you're Jamaican, right?
Mhm.
There's Trini, there's
Yeah.
St. Vincent, there's all these different islands.
Yeah, man. I know about all of them. Yeah.
So
go
at
on.
one point, I remember my experience, right? You could be brethren with everybody, you know. But when it came to certain, like, there's a couple Trinis and there's a couple of and you're the Jamaican, you know, the stereotype. Because they see we have the stereotype on them, small island shit. From those times, even if it's your brethren, it was still not the same as if it's, like, you know, the tribal
Oh.
thing.
For me, I don't know.
I don't know. I
You
never
never got
really
that
had.
craze?
And of course, we had like the understanding of the differences.
That's where it's coming from, I'm thinking. You know what I'm
a
saying?
little bit, but I never had that issue because like I grew up like definitely out here in the GTA area
Yeah.
where, yes, I'm from a Jamaican background.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I had friends that were Guyanese. I
yeah.
had friends that were Trini.
Yeah.
I have friends that are like St. Lucian. You know what I mean? Barbados. All of like the Caribbean islands, literally.
Yeah.
All right. Guyanese too. We never really had a problem with it unless like you started to see it from like their
I
elders
was about to say that.
Yeah.
in regards to saying like the differences and like
Stuck in their ways.
stuck in their ways in regards to like that part of the tribal thing. But being out here in Canada, we were all like, well, why are you guys doing that when you all came up here to Canada for a better like living anyhow?
Yeah.
So that tribal stuff to a lot of us just didn't make a lot of sense. So that's why you're seeing now, as I can see, like growing up now, because I'm now 46, we have like Jamaicans with Guyanese, Trini with Guyanese,
Yeah.
Trini with Jamaican.
Or is it we could say an east-west thing because I was living in the east.
I don't know, but I think I probably went through the same shit with you, as you, but I probably didn't notice it like how you.
I noticed it.
Now we're talking
I
about
noticed
it. I
it
probably
because
look back
check
and
it.
say,
If
I noticed it.
You know
Don't
how
get me
we
wrong.
could-
I definitely
You
noticed
know how
it.
we really noticed it because
I
you know where
noticed it
we.
from the elder
Yeah.
generation.
The thing about
Like, they
it
were
for
out.
me in regards to what I'm saying where I noticed it is that you always got like, because I'm of the Jamaican background,
Yeah.
the other islands were always saying that our bravado
Yeah.
was just so like
Cool enough.
Yeah.
Enough.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
we're too big and one so I'm
Bossy,
bad
man.
and bossy and everything.
Bossy,
So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But me no business, that's summertime. So if you not like it, at least we represent something nice and good still in regards to the Caribbean islands.
But it
now.
was, the people can't deny that. That's where I believe, even though there's the new generation or whatever generation has passed, it's been it's an illusion that everybody's all together.
I don't think it's an illusion, man.
I don't
No,
think
no, no,
there is
Real
the-
talk,
Kev,
everybody
man,
at
listen,
one know.
the
like,
younger
we're-
Not really too much I won. I'm not gonna give it all too much in regards to that though, my
I
brother.
see it like that right now.
Yeah.
In
Out
terms
here
of,
in
like,
Canada, we can say that in certain parts of like the world, yes. But of course, you're still gonna have some people that are gonna be like, You're dealing with that.
but I think
because
that's more
I've
the
even seen
older
a little.
generation.
I'm
No,
not talk just
Right.
food like us,
Yeah.
like food generation.
Yeah.
I talk the younger them, like
Yeah,
the younger,
me too. That's what I'm
younger
talking.
new
Yeah.
generation
yeah,
coming
the
up.
younger ones, them too, are
They're-
also seeing it
they're
from their parents that are even
Americanized.
our like. I'm telling you honestly right now, you're even seeing it right now because I've seen it literally right now where we have Jamaican couples, Trini couples, and they would rather see their child again still with someone of their same still tribe. It's the same thing even amongst like the Caucasians. It's the same thing amongst like the Asians as I live out in Markham.
Tribalism will never.
Tribalism is
Yeah.
never really going to like
It's not going nowhere.
it's not going anywhere. But as long as like more people are like roaming the world, as I would say, and learning how to be like one with amongst another, like peacefully. Yeah,
Isn't that what, for example, hip hop has influenced?
Oh, big time.
a big time.
That's
Because
why I
think
always
about
say-
it, how it's like on all over the world. Like, really? No? But go ahead,
That's why I
Crown.
always say like there's like a negligence in this country and city towards like taking hip hop serious as
Yeah,
a
they're not
culture.
taking it serious at
Like,
all.
you know what I'm
man.
saying? Like there's no
They'll never take it serious. They'll see Drake though.
Listen, because it's all being advertised about the money now in regards to like the popularity.
but there's still
not really
no
about the
infrastructure
quality.
in
No, there's no
2023
damn infrastructure
Well,
here, man.
Infrastructure is
Stars
long
like
gone.
that we have.
What
Ever since the
infrastructure?
digital game came in, there's not been an infrastructure for like.
I don't think
proper
people know
hip-hop.
the
Never was in
definition, but
Toronto.
people. I don't think people know the definition really when we're saying infrastructure. They think we're just saying a word.
For Toronto, quote unquote hip hop, there's never been an infrastructure.
Okay, well, back in the day, they had Rap City, right?
That was a hub,
And they
and that was good. That's what I always say.
And the mix.
We're missing a hub.
And
We don't
the-
have hubs anymore. Like even 106 in Park, that was one of the last hubs where people came together for the culture. The artists came through. They were, you know what I mean? They were
So
right
that's-
there.
that's-
You can go to and
Nationwide.
see the rap stars. You know what I'm saying? They come and they
Nationwide.
promote their project and the
they
hubs.
come to the city. They actually come to the city sometimes.
The hubs are missing, and that's why I was getting that much music on Instagram last year, and they try to repost my shit in the stories. Oh, we're yo, listen, yo, man.
No, but it's true. No, but that's
What
why.
I meant about like a good infrastructure is really like from what I grew up because like I seen like how ghetto concept my brothers them now point blank had to like fight through the industry to actually like have their music out there publicly. You're trying to get like it like distributed out there, all of that stuff, you know what I mean? There was definitely an infrastructure against like having Canadian, as they would say now, what they wanted to categorize it as street rap
Yeah,
to being
try to
out
box
there.
it in, yeah.
Yeah, they tried to keep it enclosed. You know what I
They weren't
mean?
taking it serious.
They didn't want to like take it that serious. Only like the popular like mix hip hop pop, I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
say,
Yeah,
was getting
that
out
would
there.
only be pushed.
That was the only type that was being
Yo,
pushed through
this
the infrastructure.
brother right here, Rock, years ago, he said it to me, and this shit still rings in my ear
What's that?
about this fucking city, bro. And it's not necessarily a bad thing,
But
but
yeah,
it
well, hear
hurts me.
this.
What's that? What's that?
Let me say Toronto is a rock and roll city.
It's true. It's true.
This nigga, the man told me this maybe 5-7 years
true.
ago, but you know what I mean? Like, he's been knowing this, but he told me this so long ago, and it still rings in my ear. It's a rock and roll city.
It's true.
Toronto to me is
They,
like
they
a
don't
European
take hip hop
city.
seriously, man.
Yeah.
They like their rock. They like their European. Like
Yeah,
all
dance
that type
music.
of dance
Dance
stuff
music
and
big.
everything.
We're talking about the establishment. The
Yeah.
people is different, but
Yeah.
the establishment
Yeah,
and the people
That's
that can
what-
Yeah,
Oh,
that-
it's
you're
good.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
it's
You're right.
those two genres of like music that
Yeah,
they're into.
it's rock
not
and
hip hop
that.
too
Yeah,
much.
it's not no hip
You're
hop.
getting a little bit in now, like the
Yeah, you're getting some
establishment,
fusion.
because of the ones that are like
no,
grew
but
up
that's
to it.
mega stars.
That's
Yeah.
what
That's
I mean.
not
yeah.
like how often is it that a star comes here, a mega star, and a well enough local known artist gets to open up for them. It's not too often that happens.
Yeah.
And it's not
And
too
you are
often.
right. That makes sense. Obviously, the music, what is like the techno or the dance music,
Yeah.
and that shit is where the corporates are listening to and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like the big veal that happens like almost every long weekend out here in Carabana on Center Island, like
Well,
the Valfest, yeah, veal, Valfest,
And the
whatever
rock
it is.
too, and rock concerts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Rock
almost
concert.
every
Sell
weekend,
out.
man.
They're selling. They're.
Fast,
You know how
bro.
expensive food is there, yo.
Man, cards.
Their food is not as expensive as ours when we actually have ours.
Oh, he's saying like.
So, you really want to put the comparison out there.
Inflation.
You talking about like a Caribbean festival type of concert?
How you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, the inflation on the food prices would be ridiculous. You already know that, brother.
We're not.
Okay, yo, I'm not hiding from nothing, man. Cause this is
I'm
deep
not
down to
hiding
earth.
from-
I'm
yeah.
talking about hip hop, news, and everything.
Okay, what's next?
Yeah, this is gonna be funny though. Still.
Whatever comes. across
Okay,
the
I
desk.
can't deny this now. I see Mr. Drake now, a while ago.
Oh,
You told me
God.
this. So first, this is part one, the nail polish business.
Do we really want to? You really want to?
No, I just have
I don't even want to. I don't want to give it no attention.
okay,
to
no
be honest.
attention. I can
Because
we'll
just to make it clear, the reason why I don't want to give it no attention
No attention.
is because nobody else gives it no attention.
You're
Okay?
right. But the
He can
Kanye,
do what he
let's flip
wants.
it, let's
He
flip
can do
it.
what he wants.
Let's
When
flip it to
when he
Kanye now.
completely comes out the closet or whatever, no one's gonna care. So it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter.
Let's flip it to Kanye now. You see Kanye back in the news talking about.
No, I
shit.
haven't.
well,
See-
can I say something to that?
He's
though?
no, he has
All I
music. He
gotta
has
say
new
is this.
music.
Anyhow,
music.
I see anybody putting on the hair clips and painting up the nails for Halloween, I'll just be saying, fuck.
Nah, you gotta ignore these people, man.
Yeah, you're right. You have to
gotta
ignore.
Let me tell you
You're
something.
on the
You can't. I know what you're saying. Yeah, you gotta ignore them. You
anything.
have to
Nah,
ignore them.
I'm gonna tell you this, fam.
Ignore them.
This shit.
Distraction.
It's something in the water. It's something in the water. It's something in the air. Protect yourself. Protect your mind. Protect
Listen.
your soul.
For me,
Read.
it's looking at this. It's
Learn.
read, and people that have money are realizing what they need to now get is the money from those confused people.
Oh, I see what I mean. 'Cause, no, man, I can't deny.
That's why I
man.
don't pay attention because
Thank you.
it's not directed at.
It's not direct. It's not
Nah,
music
it's
for
not in
us.
it's not in my cipher.
It's not music
Not a
for
part of my
us.
cipher,
Okay.
isn't it?
You know what I mean? That music
You're right.
is towards those type of people to
You're right.
get their money. Remember,
So, okay,
that's how
let's
these
bring
people
back,
mindset
like,
is going in.
How they
with
used to
that
have like
bullshit.
hip hop popular, well, not popular hip hop, but still great hip hop like Rakim. His influence.
God, MC.
His influence. It brought like
Tolerance.
it was basically telling people who wanted to be a MC that they have to be like really sharp and be really creative with what they put out.
Well, this is
Actually,
the whole thing
There's
because
still
It's
dope.
still- no, there's dope artists, but I'm
It's
saying
still-
when he came out, right around the time,
but
there's
that's the
only a
missing
few.
from the teaching right now
There's
to
only
these
a
young
few
youths.
what came out.
Everything right now is about
Big
like
Daddy
the popularity.
Kane, Big Daddy Kane, rock,
For
KRS
you to
One.
come out, it wasn't just being popular. You also had to be lyrically
That's what
strong
I'm saying. Yeah,
back in the day. Because if you weren't lyrically strong, you weren't going to last.
yeah.
It's crazy now.
You know what I
you're
mean?
not gonna last if you
And
don't
like
have
as
some
I
type
was
of
saying
drama
now with
going
Ross the other day when we were having a conversation, the attention span now towards like what is the new song that I want to hear right now is so quick
Yeah.
in this digital realm. That's why a song doesn't really last as long as like back in the
Popcorn
day.
music,
Yeah.
man.
It's all pop
Microwave.
culture, like microwave, like the next hit, instant hit. They want the next like instant like track. Remember when I said the game changes when I saw it, literally? When DMX had to drop 2 albums in the same year.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Flesh.
That's true. Yeah.
And
The blood of.
no, flesh is my flesh, but and hell is high.
Yeah.
Hell is high.
That's true.
The same 2 albums in the 1 year.
big though.
Okay? And both sell off like
Spectacular.
huge. Both albums. Rest in peace, DMX. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yes. Rest in.
Don't know what that one, right? That's a.
Honorable.
But That's when I started to notice the pattern in regards to the attention span, in regards like how the hip hop culture was now becoming more
commercialized.
and more of a stronger influence now, because it had us now that were like now coming up as like the money makers now too. Our generation was the one that was like influenced the consumer brand through the hip hop.
What year was that those albums out?
2000,
What year?
2001.
Those DMX albums.
98.
The first one, Hell is Hot, was like 98.
And when he came out with the two albums after.
I think it was around
The
2000.
same year. He dropped 2 in the same year. It was 98.
98. He said
No. 98, wasn't it Hell is Hot?
Yeah.
That
Which
98.
was Rough Riders.
Flesh of My Flesh was 98, man.
Let's go.
It couldn't have been
Nice.
See who
2000.
finds it first.
Couldn't have been 2000. No way.
So that was a big. So you say both those albums were successful, what he came out with.
Yes. Those were like top hits. Yo.
Okay.
Were they
The year
both
is very
gold? I
important.
think they were both gold. No, or platinum. 2 platinum albums in there.
That's big.
Ironic.
I want to find out the year exactly. What year was
It
that?
gotta be
98.
Yeah,
Shit.
man, I know my shit, G.
98.
He did drop 2 albums the same year.
What? And he came out before that. Like his first album was before that.
Who produced it?
No, hold
Flesh
on.
was his first.
Same producers.
Wait.
Flesh of My Flesh was his
And
first.
he, came
First
out,
one,
and he
yeah.
came up with another one just after
Hell
that.
is Hot in the same year.
Shit, that's
And he
big,
went double platinum. Well, not
big,
double, but yeah, you could call it double platinum.
98.
But you see now, check this out. Because of that, right?
So I was wrong, yeah.
Because
I
of
thought it was
that, right?
2000.
A lot of certain things in the game had to be challenged.
No, I see what
Wait,
happened.
no.
Exactly, yeah,
You
because
don't-
it
you
set
don't
a
get what I
standard.
mean by that. Remember, around that same type of year,
Mm.
R. Kelly came up with this double CD.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it
Oh,
supposed to come out with
the R.
Yeah, the double CD was
The
like
double
now,
CD.
like,
Wu-Tang,
I remember Tupac had that one when he
Yeah.
passed away.
Pac.
Pac had a double album, same with
Nice.
All
Biggie.
Eyes on
He
Me,
came out
yeah.
96 with the double
You know what
album.
I'm saying? The double CD.
No,
was
before that,
a
man. The double CD
standard,
was
bro.
before that.
What you
Tupac
talking-
came out with
All
the
Eyes on
double
Me.
All Eyes on Me 95.
96, no?
No, 95.
95 is when, like,
All Eyes-
Tupac, All
All
Eyes
Eyes
on
on
Me was the double album, because I love that
Are you
album.
sure it was
Yeah,
95?
95, yeah, man. That's before 96. A
Mhm.
year
Like,
before
we
he
check it
died.
out right now.
No, I already know it's 95.
Yeah.
He done some of
No,
it
it's
in 94.
96.
No,
I think it's
96. No,
It's 96,
no,
man.
no.
95 was with the Outlaws.
No, 95 was doing that too.
95
He
was Still
doing
I
both of
Rise.
them. He was doing all of that.
95 was Still
No,
I
he was doing
Rise.
all of that.
I'm telling you.
No. 95.
What are we talking about,
as a teen-
Tupac?
I remember as a
95 was Still I
teenager, man.
Rise.
I remember seeing that in the
And,
mall, the
All Eyes on
album
Me
cover,
came
man,
out
on
when he was
CD.
dying, like as he was
All
dying.
Eyes on Me was 1996.
I'm
96.
telling you, as he was dying, and Still I Rise was 95.
And then, wait, when he died,
13th, 1996.
February.
Yeah, 13th.
As he was
So
dying,
after
like,
the new year, wait, no.
as he was dying, it came
All
out.
right.
No, man, wait, hold on,
For
bro.
me, for what I know, is this.
No.
We ain't making it up,
It says
bro.
right here,
Rock. No.
the latest release is lifetime release on February 13th, 1996.
He came out with the Killer Luma, the other, the 7 day,
album.
the
That
7
came
day
out after
period.
he died.
That came out
Way
after.
after. That's like 97.
96.
So
Because you have to remember, he came out with Strictly My Niggas in 1993.
When was
Was
Still I
High
Rise
Ground.
though with the Outlaws? 95 though, right?
Showing that.
Still I Rise is 1999.
99. Oh,
1999.
that came out way after then. No, I'm mixing it up. What's the one with him and the Outlaws on the cover in the drop top? Is that Still I Rise?
That's what I'm saying. Still I Rise
Oh,
is
shit.
1999.
So when he
I was wrong
died, they basically that album got more promo,
Look,
promo.
the album already was out, but it released on February.
Because you remember back in the day when we were in the
So
mall,
it was
we saw
95.
what's his name?
He's
show us
wearing
the-
glasses
the
on it or something like that?
Did you hear what I just said? It
He dropped
released-
some.
95 was Me Against the World.
Me Against the World.
singles
He has glasses on,
probably-
right?
Yo, Sean.
No, that was the one where he's like leaned up
The
against the
singles-
wall.
Oh, with the words.
Singles
Me
probably-
the
Against-
words,
oh,
Me
okay,
Against the
okay.
World.
Yeah, yeah,
Before-
yeah.
Yeah.
You understand? The singles came out
And then Strictly for My Niggas was the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah, the album dropped.
And
in
he died
96.
96 at what month was it? Which
In
month? March?
September.
September.
Yeah,
It came out as he was dying, like it was getting
Shit.
traction.
it was getting traction, and then the
Later on.
Machiavelli came like near the end of the like December of '96 too.
You're right, you know. And that, yeah, you're right. And then they hit him up, but they
But remember, it was Tupacalypse was his first one in
yeah, that's way
1991.
back, yeah.
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 But they promoted that the one where it's called 7 Day Illuminati.
That was after he died.
Yeah, they
was
promoted that
after he
more.
died,
They
yeah.
promoted that more commercially than the All Eyes on Me.
I remember that being in the Source magazine and all types of shit.
Because the other double album was Better Days, which was in 2002.
He had so much damn
After,
music.
yeah.
He had a lot of music,
Yeah.
man. Because All Eyes
They're
on
saying
Me,
they still got us some shit. I don't know. I
All
don't
Eyes
know
on
what
Me
the fuck
was
Yeah.
now that we're talking about his album, yo, you know the recent news, right? It's very controversial.
All right, you want my opinion on it?
Yeah,
What news is that?
That's a cover up.
yeah,
Straight.
yeah.
What news is
Yeah,
that?
I believe so. I believe it is
It's
a
a
cover
fucking
up.
cover
Oh, you're
up.
talking
I
about
believe it is a cover up, and it's
It's a cover
Yeah.
up, yo.
I'm thinking.
It was definitely an
Let the
inside
people
job by
know what y'all are
like.
talking about.
the government
Alright.
business, man.
They're gonna try to say now after what 27 blood clot years
Totiad. Totiad blood clot, yeah.
that you've now found the actual murderer of Mr. Tupac Shakur. Let me tell you this right now, people. If we're not really watching me right now, is one blood clot lie that cover up that.
Said the
Me nah hide it,
But-
me
but
nah
I gotta-
free it from to saying it.
Yeah, play Jah Advocate.
I gotta play the advocate though. Still, I know what you're saying. I agree
Come
what
with
you're
your
saying.
blood clot
I agree what you're
advocacy,
saying.
and see what
agree-
Jah went
I
tell
agree
me
what you're
right
saying. I
now.
agree
Go ahead.
exactly what you're saying, right?
Mm.
And we know that they flip people. I'm just looking at the history of these characters, right? This character, individual, what my research through, like, you know how they have all these Tupac movies and shit. This guy is a real person, right? Keefe D. He was a gangster, a leader, one of the leaders of a historical gang in Compton, right? His nephew is
We
part
all
of
know
that,
the story, you
is
know.
part of that shit.
We all know the story.
But they can make up this whole story. But what I look at it is still the powers, what they say, the powers that be, just using this as like an instrument, this cover up
and as
shit.
usual, the people,
get what I mean?
the people
And
go
the
along
people
with it.
fell for it, left, right,
along
and
with it.
center.
But they're
They go
using,
along
they
with it.
still have these characters where they kind of like set up, you know, like they had to take the fall. Like, you've been living freely for all these years as a gangster, doing whatever you can. You know, they knew you do crime. You have crimes
This
already.
is
huh?
why, like, I'm trying to
To
say,
let
like,
you go live until you're out. How old is this guy? He's older than this guy's an OG guy. This guy's like 60s. Yeah.
okay. So you're now arresting a guy that's in his 60s, so that means in his 40s.
Yeah.
He went off and did something like that to a guy that wasn't even like in his 30s yet.
Yeah. You're right.
Like, you don't think that a 40 or something year old would be like, that doesn't mean much to me. Like, what the hell, whatever it is to this young guy. You know what I mean? Come on now. At that type of stage, you're not really trying to like, yeah, you're trying to keep
You're
your
right.
image
You're
and
over it.
everything.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Like,
You're
why
being
would
more-
you do
yeah.
something like
Put
risk?
yourself, putting yourself at that risk at that type of age
Yeah.
later on
Yeah.
now in your
You
lifestyle.
know
yo.
better. You should have known better by that time.
You know what I mean? You're more needing to putting somebody else out or hiring
yeah,
somebody else
you
out.
don't
to be,
even have to. You're right. You're not.
You sh-
Yeah.
if you're a leader of a gang,
you
son,
shouldn't even be even in.
do you really understand? Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, they love to throw out this whole entire like gang talk, gang leader talk, and I'm like, how many of you guys really understand how gang work? You really think a gang leader is putting himself
Yeah, he's not gonna put himself out like that.
in the crossfire stuff for like somebody now to like give out the information? A true gang leader is gonna have to do what he have to do, and then they find out afterwards.
And Suge is like mentioning rumor that it's not. It's like
He's
like
not talking.
he ain't talking, but it's like he's saying he don't believe this and that. Like he.
I'm
This
just
is
mad
what I'm
that,
trying to say. Like,
if this is the case, if this is the truth, why Afeni couldn't get the justice? Why she couldn't get it while she was still
They
here?
said that she had.
You see what I'm saying?
She knows it. Well, I forgot.
That's
who
what I'm
said
trying
it.
Now that
say,
she's
like-
gone and she's out the picture, and now that Matulu's gone and everything, it's like, oh, boom. You get
that's what I'm
saying?
trying to say. Now you want to give it
And
like a painted
it's
picture?
plastered over the front news, like it's,
Yeah, like
it's
it's supposed to be
international
some-
news, fam.
Yeah. Like,
From
get the hell
something so
out of
long
here.
ago,
with
like
this
they really
bullshit.
cared, bro.
Like, you guys didn't care.
You know what I'm saying?
Because for something like that, that should have been solved already. So what happened to Biggie?
No, that's a.
You see what I'm saying now?
That's really away from.
All I gotta say is Charlie Indigo Alpha. Do the math. Do the maths. Charlie Indigo Alpha.
So
Listen, the one thing that I know that goes on in the United States is that they watch out and they monitor anybody that they feel has a strong influence as a threat to national security.
Especially when you're born to black people. You know what I'm saying?
When you're born to the knowledge of what's been going on to your own people and you're now like stepping out and showing them what's going on,
Yeah.
you're being watched.
yeah,
A lot of people even all forget, like even Bill Cosby was being watched for like all of his programs for educating us in regards to like the actual maker of like soles for the shoes was a brother man.
Speaking of Mr. Cosby,
Hmm.
we still want to find more shit again.
Even after they dropped the
After
charges
they-
already.
they're not letting him go.
They don't want
They
to let
dropped
it
the
go.
charges
They
already.
don't want to
Aye.
let it go, man.
That's just the media playing games.
That's media
man.
playing games with people again, like
media,
saying like,
man.
oh no, he still sort of like got something and playing on women's like rights.
It's playing
type of, like,
games to show
bullshit.
an example, like what they could do.
Playing
Exactly,
games.
it's
Maybe
all
it's another
games.
reason. Maybe he's trying to make a move
You have to check
that
it.
somebody doesn't
Yo,
like.
Does it
You know what
sound
I'm saying?
bad
They
talking
could
about
keep
it?
bad publicity about
Does it sound bad talking about it? Talking about how they put out these that's straight out R. Kelly.
Listen, R. Kelly deserves what he did because he participated in that type of bullshit.
Oh,
Bill Cosby, I'm not gonna lie,
see now,
I can believe that he did participate in some of that because it was being allowed at that
Now,
time.
the difference
But R.
between-
Kelly is now dealing with like young
the
girls.
difference between R. Kelly and him now is that R. Kelly, with his brother, or they became famous, did this cult shit.
There's a
beforehand,
brother?
right?
Yeah, there's a brother.
Right?
now.
Okay. This is Chicago. They used to pimp it
Yeah.
and stuff. So check this out. This thing was going on before.
Yeah.
And then after when he got famous, it got easier to do the cult. You
Yeah.
get what I'm trying to say? The girl.
Because you're famous now, and teenagers, young girls that were our age that were in high school, remember now, or even just getting into high school, were listening to R. Kelly like
Yeah.
crazy.
Baby making music. Like
It's true.
Because
That-
remember
that-
now, our influence. Remember the game now in regards to like the music game now, if you remember. We're now growing up to a generation where we had Teddy Pendergrass, Luther Vandross, from like our mothers and everything, Whitney Houston and everything in regards to songs that was like love,
soul singer.
making soul singers. In regards to strong relationships, what love is truly being valued for, all of that stuff. R. Kelly tapped into it with the way how he was singing music, where it was almost like a bridge in a way.
Yeah, think of it. He did get a lot of women. You have to really look on it. If you analyze it, I'm getting down to earth.
He knew the game.
He did drag in a lot of women to love him.
They still
straight up.
do.
But like I said,
They still do.
But that's a
Remember,
problem.
yeah.
Okay, let me tell you something about these pimping cults. All right,
What do you know about a pimp?
Yeah, he comes from a culture where it is
what
pimp,
do-
like
what do
pimp.
pimps do?
No, but that's
What
there's
do- but
there's
wait.
difference between pimping and
brainwash.
then like now.
Oh, okay. Wait. Rose, what did you just say?
Brainwash.
It's
Okay,
brainwashing.
but
Yeah.
now
yeah.
he uses the music to do it even easier.
Yeah.
Okay, yo, we're talking about hip hop, but even R. Kelly, he did contribute a lot to hip hop. Was it?
course
Didn't
he
he
did.
make
You
it
can't
hip hop
deny that.
R&B?
Double
Can't
album,
deny that.
That double album, the double R album,
With
it
Fiesta.
had pure
He's a
hip-hop
big part of hip hop.
artists on.
You can't
that
deny
album.
what he did
But remember also
musically.
too, he also did the double album.
That's
Well,
what I'm talking
the album with Jay-Z that
And
was
that-
like
what-
best
that
of
didn't
both
go good,
worlds.
That fucked
a
up
big-
You know what I
everything.
mean? Like
You fucked that
I
up.
think that was the beginning of the downfall.
that was the beginning of the downfall because all of his shit started coming out exposed, and Jay-Z was just like,
Started
nope.
going in like a fucking diva.
Yeah.
He thought he was the best of both.
And Hove was just like, all right, no, you need to just chill your roll there. But nope. Because he thought like he had the whole game on lock, like he could get any hip hop artist to work with
He
him
was at
all
the
day.
top of his probably career at that time.
He was.
You know
He
what song
was like, as he said, as the
You know what song is
self-proclaimed
playing in my head right now?
Pied
This is
Piper
fucked
of
up.
R&B.
What's that?
Chica,
Yeah,
Kelly,
that's true.
not guilty.
Remember, the man gave himself the name. I am the Pied Piper
Yeah.
of
Irony of that
R&B.
song.
So he
Today.
Crown,
Guilty.
Crown. Remember,
Chica,
the man
Kelly,
gave
not
himself.
guilty.
Yeah.
The
Remember
irony
now.
of that song
Yeah.
today is
Yeah.
crazy.
Remember now, the man gave himself. Remember, Russ. He gave himself the name,
Yeah.
the Pied Piper
I know, that's
of
creepy as
R&B.
Yeah.
Nobody really.
Think how creepy.
Everybody that
type
went
of
over
name.
all of our heads at the time.
Everybody's head.
Hold up a second.
Yeah.
Say that again. Pipe. What?
Remember you were wearing the mask and shit?
Wait.
He called
The
himself
hamburger mask from
Self.
McDonald's?
No, I remember that too. But
This nigga was wearing the hamburger mask from McDonald's.
Say that again one more time.
Remember, he called himself the self-Pied Piper
Mm-hmm.
of R&B.
So pretty much he's saying all the gal them are like the rats them when you know, and they all sing to his tune all the time because they drop the panties and all them thing they towards and all that thing as soon as they start the
Sick
singing
shit.
that hit.
Yeah.
Big shit.
Yeah.
It went over a lot of our heads at the time, though. It went over a lot of it because he was putting it in the songs. I can't remember what song it was, what
Wait,
video,
putting it in
but
the
he did have the hamburger mask on,
Remember?
saying, "Yo, I'm the Pied Piper" in the video.
Remember now,
I can't remember
also
what
the
video.
tune now with Ronald Isley
Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
about
you
taking taking a man's girl and everything, and then getting remember
trapped in the
now.
closet. But you see all that, like,
Oh, the Ronnie Isley.
like
type.
you have shit
Oh,
like
yeah.
I wish,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Wish I could fly.
the world's greatest and shit like that. I believe I could
A lot
fly.
of songs
You know what
were
I'm saying? So it's
I
like,
believe I Can Fly was a huge tune.
so it's
though,
like
too.
it's like this. We weren't aware of that shit when we were enjoying these songs. Step in
We
the name of love. You
we
know what I'm
weren't
saying?
understanding it too when
And
we
then
already
so it's
like- so
push
it's like
it to
the
a
one
degree.
So it's like
a lot of baby making tunes.
no, you can't feel
Right.
guilty for enjoying the
We
music.
can't feel guilty for it too because
You know
I said
what
the
I'm
same thing with like when we were listening to Naughty by Nature and OPP
Oh yeah. Oh,
Come on
other
now.
People's property.
or other people's pum pum
What?
Other people's pum.
or pussy really whatever. You know what I mean? And we brothers was out there singing it like and rapping it out
And that-
there. Hey,
That's why I'm like you can't feel bad about like playing it and enjoying it after all the shit done happened. You know what I'm saying?
we didn't understand that things were in a certain type of code.
Yeah,
It was just
yeah.
like the popularity of the music.
Me personally, I don't really be looking to bump R. Kelly right now like that.
I would never bump R. Kelly.
But like, I'm just saying, if a person wants to
I
do
would
that,
never do it.
listen to it. If you ain't,
There was even
you know
the
what I'm
other
saying?
day
Don't
right
buy
now,
it. Don't
I
support
have the
nigga, but-
Wyclef. I remember Wyclef did Gone to November. And the remix was like a wicked one with him, R. Kelly, and
Oh, there's a
Cannabis.
remix?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
If you remember that one from
Gone to November
Wyclef.
remix. I remember Gone to November.
yeah.
But I don't remember
Gone
the
to
remix, though.
November.
November.
Gone. Like R. Kelly was
Yeah.
doing the chorus of it, And all now I'm just like, I can never play that song again because of this boy.
But
I
this
heard
is my
that-
thing
Whoa,
about
yeah.
it with
I
even
heard
R.
he had
Kelly
a-
case.
I heard
Wait.
he had a concert.
I'm gonna go
in the
quick
prison
before I end
already.
this R. Kelly thing.
Yeah, me hear him get thumped out already up in prison.
No, this guy's
outside,
doing
like.
concerts and
Yeah, in
things.
Yeah,
prison.
now he's doing concert in prison.
But I'm
Yeah,
saying like
for the game on them. Yeah.
he was like a rich, wealthy artist. How come it's only him who's getting prosecuted and not the people who was helping chauffeur these girls around? And
Because it's a bigger syndicate that's all with like that Epstein shit
Yes.
and everything
Yeah.
all together. He was just getting away with it more so because it's happening to our type of culture. Of
I think it was
black
the
ladies.
tape. That's what cooked him.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
I think he done
Put
something
on
wrong.
The young girl.
He done something
It
wrong.
was the tape.
He went out of
Put on the
line.
young
That's what
girl.
cooked
Yeah.
him. Hard,
That's the that
real
was funny and
evidence.
shit,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Visual
Visual evidence that he was like.
I
dealing
think he
with,
went
like,
out of
young
line
girls
and
everything
that
like
got exposed, man. He was out of line in whatever they're in.
God forgive me.
And
Lord
I think that
forgive me.
came out at the
was
same time,
fucking
right around like
wild,
the best
bro.
of
That was
both worlds,
crazy.
and Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Right after that, look,
That's what sunk him.
he done something wrong because you know what happened between him and Jay-Z. You know the story, right? There was
No,
real
not
fights,
fully.
eh?
About the mace when they maced him and shit.
Like his crew, his whole crew, like
Yeah.
Jay-Z's crew must have like there was something going on. I don't know if there was fights, but I know that R. Kelly's crew got like sprayed or something.
No, they maced R. Kelly.
They made R. Kelly, but it wasn't just R. Kelly.
And his team.
It was some people other. I think they got something too, and it was
On
Jay
the tour. It
Z.
was on the tour.
Yeah, and
It
it
was
was
on the
Jay
actual
Z
tour.
who was like.
You're like done.
I think there's other.
Wrap
like,
it up.
There's more than
Niggas
like
a
what we know.
Wrap it up.
Put it this way, there's more than what we know.
Of course, there's always going to be more than what we know right now.
Yeah. So
Even still to this day.
and
Crazy
after look
world,
what
man.
happened to R. Kelly. Ever since, I don't know if people check it.
Raise your children, protect them, guide them. You know, check them peripherals.
I'm gonna ask you guys this question.
You know what
Were
I mean?
you guys
For the-
here
for
and
the
remember when
predator.
we had the big Echo Festival?
No.
Mark Echo.
Mark Echo Clothing Line did a big hip hop festival
When?
out here in Toronto like many years ago because I was there and I was backstage.
Oh, it's like a bunch of performances. and
Bunch of performances with like the
I
Canadian
think I remember.
artists.
stuff. Was it like an annual thing for a few years? Echo Fest. That sounds
I think
familiar.
so, yeah.
Like
Like
maybe 4.
the one
3
year
years.
that I remember going there, they had Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes perform and even Nas.
What? That's big.
And before
Yeah, that
that,
sounds like
they
something
had
that was an
like
annual. I think.
it was almost something that was going in like every summer
And it was
Back
going
in
to
the day.
Toronto.
coming in Toronto. Let me look this
Remember
up,
Echo?
man.
Echo Clothing. Mark
Yeah, Echo Clothing. I
he's
know the
Canadian.
clothing. What?
No, is he
No,
Canadian?
like,
No,
it's
that
from
was
like, I
American.
think New
yeah.
York, yeah.
Yo,
It was popping over here though.
you gotta come to a closing now.
Close that.
See?
Down to earth.
And another one. And
You
another
know
one. Almighty intelligence. Let's go. We're not dealing with artificial.
But let the impetuous still come up with the research before we go.
Trying to remember now.
Yeah.
D2E people.
Yeah, it used to be down at like the Polson Pier by the docks way back when.
The
Concert archives. I'm seeing it right now.
usual
That was big,
bring
but-
the
Back in August 13th, 2005.
So early mid 2000. Yeah.
Yep, I was there. I remember. They had Brooke Valentine, Keisha Shante, Nas, Fat Joe, Cardinal Official, Busta Rhymes.
That was big.
that was a big thing.
That's big.
That
And
was
that's
huge.
2005.
But anyway, we're coming to a close.
Yeah, coming
That's
to a
so-
close.
As usual.
D2E.
You know what I mean? Please subscribe to all the channels.
Sir.
You know what I mean? Before we
Subscribe.
go, subscribe. You know what I mean?
Impeccable.
Before we go, I always got to
Yes.
say this. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide. Done. No.